Hi everyone, Brian from Bear Bull Traders. It's the weekend, January 30th. This is the video. We'll look back at the week that just passed and we'll look ahead and see where we might be going next. But it's been a pretty rough month for anybody who's been long the market, invested in the market. We had a decent close on Friday. I'm not sure if that was just a lot of short covering before the weekend, but we did bounce nicely, and so let's try to figure out where we might be going next week. Okay, so let's start out by taking a look at last week's price action. Markets did seem to find a bottom even after the hawkish statements that were made by the Fed on Wednesday, a little bit more aggressive on interest rate hikes than people had expected in some of their announcements and discussions. But markets seemed to take it okay by the end of the week because we are up on the S&P, we are up on the Dow, marginally, just barely up on the Qs, and the IWM small cap index continued to decline throughout the week, unfortunately. But we did get a nice bounce back. A lot of that came on Friday, which we'll discuss a little bit later here. Energy and financials, definitely the ones that were the strongest on the week. Energy's just been on fire. Discretionary material stocks, we're taking the biggest hit there. And we're just noting, we'll take a look at this chart. The 2-year continues to go higher. 10-year is staying high, but not gaining like the 2-year. And US in a dollar bounced back early in the week, and then it's kind of been range bound, but it definitely came off what looked like a significant breakdown. So let's go some more deep diving here. And before we dive into the charts, quick ad for my book on Amazon, as always, How to Swing Trade, Routines and Strategies of a Swing Trader. There you go. It's available on Amazon. So let's move on and take a look at some charts here. And as I mentioned in the intro, you've had this nice rounding bottom and this 2-year steady climb of the 2-year Treasury bill. Again, we're watching the spread between the 2 and the 10 close. And when they do close and even invert, if the 2 goes higher than the 10, then we may be looking at a recession. People argue that that is an indicator of a pending recession. But you can see here we're still chopping in an uptrend on the 10-year as well. Again, everybody expecting rising interest rates as we go through the year. You can see here this is going to be pretty much the way all the charts look like. We had a really nice bounce back here on Friday. Not huge volume, but you can see here there was bigger volume on this, but it kind of failed on this rally. And then we had more selling. Question is, are we going to get a bit of a follow through here on Monday when the markets open? We do seem to be putting in a higher low on stochastics. We do seem to be breaking out here a little bit on the RSI. So possibly looking for a bit more of a follow through bounce here on the coming week. And you can see here the transports still down on the week, but down 1.33% roughly. And the Dow, I'm looking at all these patterns here, liking this sort of bottoming action. We do seem to be holding this level. This is an area here that seems to be a pretty significant area of support, this sort of 34,000 level. And we seem to be holding it. And again, like I said, we had a really nice bounce on Friday. And you can see here stochastics sort of turning back up as well as the RSI. So kind of looking constructive for a nice bounce back, and you can see here the Dow finished up on the week. The Qs, sort of same story, looks like a bit of a double bottom or a higher low, whatever you want to call it. The only thing about this is there wasn't a huge amount of volume compared to these days. Would have liked to have seen more volume on this bounce, but sometimes you can't have everything. This was a decent volume on the week. This turnaround week, this could be capitulation. Capitulation is when all the sellers give up and or all the long-term holders give up and they sell their positions, and then that's just a sign that everybody's sort of giving up, and it's also a good sign that maybe we're finding a bottom here. The SPY, again, same thing. Not bad volume on this bounce back. Same comments, higher low, double bottom possible. Stochastics, RSI, all turning up. All looks positive for a possible bounce. And the weekly, again, we did finish up on the week on volume, so another good sign there. The IWM made a new low. We did come up well off the lows of the day on Friday. But again, a rough week overall for the IWM. On volume on Friday, we do seem to be putting in maybe a bit of a double bottom on RSI, which is a positive sign. A bit of an indecision candle there on the weekly. Volume was high, and again, looks like, as with all the indexes, it seems like there was a lot of volume put through last week, which is a good thing if you're looking for a bottom. And Bitcoin, again, Bitcoin continues to struggle. This is the weekly on Bitcoin. We are still in this this defined downtrend here. We could be heading back down to this 32,000 level again easily, but Bitcoin is still, as you know, in a range, trading in a range, and the range is heading down. The U.S. dollar, as I said, it was super strong last week. It came back well off this pullback, sort of false breakdown, or whatever you want to call it, bounce off previous resistance here, but it just ripped to the upside, and you can see here this huge gap after the Fed talk gapped up, and with their talk on higher interest rates, and so the market gapped the dollar up, or the dollar gapped up here on Monday, the UUP stock. So again, strengthen the US dollar. And the VIX. The VIX, of course, as the markets gained traction and started to get some buying there into the close, the VIX dropped off. And typically VIX drops off anyway on the weekend, going into a weekend. And again, Bitcoin here. This is the daily on Bitcoin. I got these charts mixed up a bit. Apologies for that, but we are still in this downtrend. We are coming up on the daily. We are coming up to a trending line here. So the question will be able to break through it and go higher? There's this moving average here as well on the daily. All right, let's take a look at some stocks that we got on watch here. You can see Apple reported last week, beat on top and bottom line. And yeah, just nothing to complain about this. Nice volume today. I suspect we'll get more follow through to the upside. We've got some pretty significant resistance up here around 180, 182.50. That's definitely going to be a challenge to get to next week. It's possible you could sell some calls at that level and hope for them to expire worthless. Definitely you could sell some puts down here, 160. That's definitely a level that even in the darkest days it seemed to hold that level. So some opportunities there to trade Apple. AMD, massive sell-off on a lot of these semis, just unbelievable. AMD actually dropped below 100 on Friday before it started to make its big comeback there, but we could be looking at, this is an area definitely where there is support around this 100 level. You can see back here we put in a double bottom before we had this massive run up, and AMD could be putting in a double bottom here as well, or at least a bottom. There's no double yet. Again, this has been a slaughter. It's just gold is never good to hold. I never find it ever good to hold on to through Fed speak, because it just you just don't know which direction it's going to go. Seems to be pretty unpredictable one way or another. But obviously didn't like the talk about the more aggressive interest rate moves. You can see here, big drop on Thursday, and then a big drop on Friday. But we did get a bit of an indecision candle, or maybe possible reversing candle here, sort of a hangman doji. And this is a similar pattern to what we saw right here. So not a big volume on Friday, but possible reversal here right at support. And maybe we run back up again. So I'll be looking at that on Monday, possible long trade. KWeb, again, just Chinese internet stocks. Anything Chinese is just struggling. And you can see here we had this nice double top and rolled over, and now we're just trying to hold this call it 33.70. We did drop below 33 there 1 point before we had that nice comeback rally at the end of the day. BABA does report, I believe, next week, so that'll be interesting to see what happens there. All these EV stocks really sold off. Of course, we had Tesla reporting, but you can see here, I day traded this a few times last week. You can see I knew that there was a critical level here right at this sort of 37 level. This is where it held numerous times. And this is where sometimes swing trading and knowing your daily charts can come in quite handy, because I knew this was a pretty critical level for Lucid to hold. And once it lost it, we had some really nice shorts to the downside for day trades as well. Silver, you can see here, sort of same comments as gold, seem to be maybe putting in a bit of a bottom here. Big run up, big sell off, maybe looking at a possible reversal in trend again. And again, this is sort of the same comments as AMD, just the SMH semiconductor index just taking a massive hit here after this really big run up and then period of consolidation. You had two situations here where we tried to break out from this level, couldn't do it, and then we made a lower high and then sold off all the way back down to 250. So that level of 250 seems to be an area where there will be probably support. We do have some stochastics, and RSI seem to be turning back up, so maybe we'll catch a bit of a bid on that. And then Tesla was a nice day trading stock as well. We did this massive sell-off on Thursday. This was after earnings, and then we had a bit of a bounce here on Friday, a counter trend rally here, but we're in a downtrend as well, maybe looking for some more upside on coming week. The UNG, again, two things going on here. Natural gas, we had the big storm in the northeast, frigid cold temperatures, and of course we've got the Russia-Ukraine conflict, which a lot of the natural gas for Europe comes from Russia. So a lot of concerns about prices and supply going forward if there is a conflict. And so that's what really drove natural gas up. So we'll see where it goes next, but certainly looks like some topping action here as we get into some area of prior support, prior resistance, this 17 level. So you can play this with UNG or you can play it with BOIL, B-O-L-I. B-O-I-L, sorry, excuse me. This is the energy I mentioned has been strong last week. It does look like it's topping out a bit here, maybe do some consolidation. Volume was light. So a little bit overbought, maybe due for a bit of a pullback, but trend is definitely higher. We'll watch for more topping action, maybe double top. Some of the shippers are this is an infrastructure stock I was looking at. It's got to do with the electric grid and a lot of stuff going on there. This is maybe a nice opportunity to get in on this one. This could be a longer term hold. Wesco, they put in a nice hangman doji there on some volume. Fundamentals, now we like to talk about fundamentals, but the fundamentals are fairly good on this one if you're looking for something to invest in. Financials, again, sort of a really choppy week. I think it's going to head back up now that a lot of the banks have reported interest rates. I picked up some Zim on Friday because it looked like it was breaking out. This would have been a better entry down here, but I like this breakout pattern, so small size because I'm late to the trade. But again, integrated shipping services, I think it may go higher. Let's take a look at it on a weekly. Yeah, so breaking out here, and I'll be looking for maybe another bit of a move higher here on volume on the weekly as well. So Zim it is. So wrapping things up here, looks like markets may be ready to follow through and get a bit of a bounce, about a bit of a counter trend rally. We are still in a bit of a downtrend, but definitely got quite oversold. So a lot of these support levels were pretty similar to what I had put up last week. They still seem to be holding at this level. We bounced off a lot of these levels in the week and came back up. IWM still struggling here. But yeah, we've got, for economic data, we've got the PMI on Tuesday, ADP jobs report as well on Tuesday, I believe. Earnings this week, lots of companies reporting earnings. ExxonMobil, UPS will be interesting to see how their deliveries are and their look on the economy overall. Then we've got some big earnings after the close on Tuesday. AMD, PayPal, Starbucks, and Alphabet or Google, whatever you want to prefer to call them. And then, of course, Wednesday, Baba, AbbVie, and Facebook or Meta, whatever, Spot, and QCOM, to name a few of the bigger ones. So be watching those as they continue to probably influence the movement of the market. So anyway, that's it, everybody. Have a great rest of the weekend, whatever you're doing, and we'll see you. We'll be starting out our show as usual live on YouTube at 8 a.m. in the morning, right up to the market open, around just before the market open, live on YouTube. And then, of course, members that are joining us will be trading the open. See you all tomorrow morning, everybody. Bye for now.